Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're making an amazing breakfast hash. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. I had a great Thanksgiving. I hope y'all did too. But to complement that perfect Thanksgiving, I need an even better breakfast. And I can't think of a better way to start your day than having steak, potatoes, and eggs. And then on top of that, we're gonna do a makeshift chimichurri sauce to go on top of this. This recipe is quick, it's easy, packed with a lot of flavor, and I'm hungry as hell. They say don't make cooking videos hungry, but I'm hungry, and this is gonna be the perfect thing I needed, so let's get to work on that. Our prep work begins with a beautiful ribeye steak that we're going to season up. It's super easy to season your steak. You can use whatever you like, but we're gonna be using the classic OG. I'm just a salt and pepper type of guy. We're gonna add enough flavor in the pan, but also guys, you can season it with whatever you like. So don't feel like you have to do it like this, but I'm a classic guy. I feel like if you season it right with salt and pepper, that's all you really need, to be honest. So of course we're gonna do like a nice little butter bath as well in it, some garlic. But this is all we're gonna do, salt and pepper. All right, and then go on top of that salt with some fresh ground pepper. Not too much. And while we're doing this first, so we can let all that salt penetrate, draw out a little bit of moisture before it's time to season. And this is coming up to room temperature. You don't have to let it come to room temperature. Some people do, but I really don't think it makes that big of a difference. Okay, cool. So we got our steak seasoned up. We can set this to the side and get started on our vegetables. So for our vegetables, we got a bell pepper and an onion. And guys, like always, the recipe will be down below, so don't worry about writing anything down. To get started on that, we're just gonna cut the root off of it. And there's so many ways you can chop bell peppers, guys. There's no right or wrong way. This is how I do it. I just go around, make a slit, and then just go all the way and get as much as that inseam as possible. Get it out, don't slide on me. Do it like that. And then I just like to take it in half, and we're gonna dice them up too, pretty small. I'm gonna try to go to have even squares, for the aesthetic too, you know? Sometimes I like to work on my knife cuts and make sure I'm getting something beautiful. So we can scoot that to the side, chop these up. Y'all know how to dice everything up. It's pretty simple, but just take your time. There's no need to rush. Beautiful. Make sure you have a nice sharp knife. I don't know why my words are being slurred today. And then now I just take all those bell peppers and go across them the other way to get nice, small, little squares. I like how I did that. And if you want to use green bell peppers, go for it. White onions, red onions, whatever. This is a very customizable dish, so don't feel like there's one right or wrong way to do it. So I just put that to the side. We'll do the same thing with the onion. So we don't need the full onion for this one, but half of it should be more than enough for us. Get all that out. Then y'all know the deal, peeling the onions. I like to put that first layer off as well. Maybe I'm wasteful, but I just don't like that first layer. I feel like it never wants to work with me. So we'll go ahead and scoot that to the side. Clean your cutting board off. And then now you just make little incisions. 3 going horizontally. And then now you just go across, however many you want. The closer your little lines are, or your slits down, that's the smaller the pieces will be. That's my little trick. Go, get it nice, and then you turn it. And now you just go down. Look at those nice, beautiful little squares. Growing up, this is all I wanted to be able to do. Cut nice, beautiful onions. My knife work has to be impeccable. I stand on my knife work. So we'll scoot this to the side. We'll add that in the same bowl as we have our red bell peppers in. The last thing we need to prep are just a little bit of gold potatoes. You can use russet, whatever you want to use. Whatever potato you love, honestly. Like I said, this dish is extremely customizable. So we'll go ahead and cut off a space just to get a nice flat surface. And then we're gonna cut little, like squares, not squares, but whatever shape that is. There you go. You can peel them too if you want. I didn't peel them. I like my skin on my potatoes. Maybe I'm an animal for that, but that's how I do it. And then you're gonna make little batons. And this is just how you make French fries too, guys. It's simple. There you go. Cut them up. Sometimes it wants to move around. Okay. And then now we can scoot this to the side. We don't need that junk anymore. And now you just dice them up. Okay, I'll go ahead and slice all these up. And once I'm done, I'll show you the next thing we need to prep and then everything else it's downhill from there, literally. Okay, now for our sauce, this is the last thing we need to do. We need some parsley. The store didn't have any parsley left the day after Thanksgiving, so I had to settle for the pre-chopped parsley. But like always, guys, the fresh stuff is gonna do you a lot better, but sometimes you gotta make do with what you have. So we'll add all this to a container, and you can add this to a bowl if you like, but I just feel like it'd be a lot easier in here. Then we're gonna go in there with some minced garlic. Gotta have garlic. Add that into it. Get it. And you just squeeze it in there. Nice and easy. Scrape it in there. The next thing we need to go in there with about a 4th cup of olive oil. Or you can use avocado oil, whatever your preference is. That looks good to me. Then we need to go in there with a couple glugs of Worcestershire, not Worcestershire sauce, but red wine vinegar. I'm making a mess. That looks good right there to me. And then obviously we need some salt. Crack it in, a little black pepper. You can just mix this up. You have a nice sauce to go on top of our breakfast hash. It's gonna be beautiful, nice and hearty. Take a look at that, y'all. I'm just gonna do that for y'all. Ooh-wee. You can add some shallots to this, so much you can add to this. But this is more than enough, so we'll set this aside and now we'll get cooking our steak. Get you some avocado oil, high heat oil, and place that on the bottom of the pan. Now you just want to scoot this out. Get a nice, good, even layer. And once that starts shimmering, then you know it is time to go. My pan was smoking, so that's how I knew my pan was hot enough. So we'll wait a couple seconds, let that oil heat up. Now that our oil is nice and hot, we're gonna place this in and get a nice sear on it. I'm gonna burn my hand. And press it down. We wanna get a nice crust on this. And we're only gonna cook this to about medium. Not even medium, but more like a rare, medium rare at most, just because it's going to continue to cook at the end. So we'll let this vibe out for about 2-3 minutes, flip it over, and that's about it. You wanna make sure all that steak is touching the pan. And what is so nice about this recipe, you can do chicken, chorizo, I'm sure shrimp would work in this case, but it is so interchangeable. Add things, take things away, whatever you're feeling, this recipe is for that. Complete customization. So now we'll check it. See how that crust is going? Looking good, looking good. I like how that crust is looking. So now we'll go ahead. I'm using these long ass tongs. My other tongs are dirty, so I gotta use these long ass tongs. But we'll go ahead and flip it over. Get a nice crust on the other side. Press it down. Look at that crust, doesn't that look beautiful? Okay, so it's probably been about 30 seconds on this side. We're gonna go ahead and throw a knob of butter in there. We're gonna throw some garlic in there. And this is why I don't season my steak super heavily, just because I always go in there and like to do like a little butter bath. And I feel like this adds way more flavor than adding like garlic, onion powder. And then on top of that, when you do add those other flavors, oh, I almost popped on me. But when you do add those other like those other seasonings, it tends to burn in the pan. So I just baste it with the rosemary, thyme, and garlic usually. But if you just have garlic and butter, it's still going to be great, all nonetheless. So we'll baste that for about a solid minute. Get all this good brown butter. We got some nice color on it, as y'all can see. We'll go ahead and set this to the side. And then with all these extra juices, we don't need all of it. So we'll take a little bit of it and just turn that off for a second so I don't burn myself. But we can just pour that right on top of the steak. Leave about a tablespoon or two in the pan. Beautiful. After you take that steak in, we can go in there with our onions and bell peppers and potatoes. And now we'll just give this a quick mix, get everything coated. Add some nice, good flavor to that pan. All that brown butter is being soaked up into this. I'm telling y'all, this is gonna be good. Nice and easy too. So now we got that. And we'll just let this cook out for a little bit. We'll go ahead and season this. To season this up, we're gonna go over the top with a little bit of paprika. If you have a smoked paprika, please, please, please use that. Garlic powder. A nice little pinch. And then we go salt and pepper. And since these are potatoes, they can take quite a bit of salt. And on top of that, Of course, some black pepper. Beautiful. Now, we'll give this a good mix. Mix everything all well. And now we're just gonna let this cool. I said cool, but cook for 8 to 10 minutes till the onions are softened, bell peppers are softened, potatoes are cooked through, nice and crispy. So, just let that vibe out, do its thing. Keep it on it, come back periodically, check on it. But in the meantime, we're just letting this cook out. All right, so now we can see our potatoes fork tender, nice and crispy. Oh my goodness, this smells so good, y'all, for real. So we can go ahead and bring our steak back. We're gonna turn our pan to medium low first, just so we don't overcook the steak. So it's nice pink, medium rare, just how I wanted it. So we'll go ahead and add all that, add all those juices that you had back into that. And then you just go ahead and give this a good quick mix. So now we're gonna make little divots just to hold our eggs in it. Wish I could try it. So take your eggs and crack them in there. No shells, hopefully. Okay. One for one. Add an egg right there. Add an egg there. Then we'll add an egg right there. Last. And then, but not least, we'll go right in the middle. Bang. Nice and beautiful. So go ahead and wash your hands real quick and we'll season it up. To season it up, we'll go a little bit of salt and pepper. Nothing crazy. A little bit of cracked pepper. Okay, bang. So now we got that. Now we're just gonna cover this with a lid and let this cook till the eggs are cooked. I'm going for like a kind of a runny yolk. So we'll go about 4 to 5 minutes. We'll check back in, but this is where you cover it up. I wish my cast iron had a lid so I could see it, but we'll check back in 5 minutes and then after that, we're done. Voila, our masterpiece has been finished and completed. So we can go ahead and turn this off the heat and we can get ready to eat. So we can see I changed locations. It's looking beautiful. Oh my goodness, I'm happy with that. So to top everything off, of course, we need to bring back our chimichurri. And you can just drizzle that. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be good. All across. And what's good, if you have guests, you can put this in the middle of the table and have them, you know, pick at it themselves or however you choose to serve this. It's so versatile. It's gonna be so good. My mouth is already watering, literally. Get a little bit of that egg yolk. And you know, of course, we got our extra chimichurri sauce right here. I'm not left-handed, so we'll put that right at the back. Move that so it doesn't fall. To y'all, see that piece hanging off? We're gonna eat it all. Oh my God. Wow, I can't believe this is my first time having steak, potatoes, and eggs. Usually I'm not a red meat type of guy in the morning. I just take my breakfast hash, sausage, no red meat, but goodness gracious, this was really good. This would go great with the mimosa. I promise y'all on that. I'd pay $15, $20 for this, get a mimosa on the side and be perfectly happy. And it was a super easy recipe, guys. It didn't take too much time, too much effort, too much energy on top of that. Start to finish, about 30 minutes. Y'all can do this at home, get the same exact results that I got. And it's simple, guys. I know you're probably thinking, man, DeRay, you always are exaggerating, but I promise y'all it's really like that. Y'all wouldn't see this video if this recipe was not like that. I promise y'all. If you like this video today, hit that subscribe button. It just says that you support DeRay the Cook. You believe in what I can do. You believe my food is good. I know you do. Comment down below what you want to see next, what I can do different like we always do. Go back and forth with me. Y'all let me know. But remember, eat great food. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.